Good evening, and welcome back to Dream Eyes Story. Tonight, you do nothing. Just lie back, let go, and let India wrap you in jasmine and sitar strings. This is India, Romantic Journey with Priya. A dream travel where you are Étienne, 32, a romantic photographer from Paris, arriving in India to capture beauty, but falling in love with Priya, the gentle girl who will walk beside you every step. From Taj Mahal at dawn, Amber Fort on elephant back, Delhi spice markets, to Holi colors, Kathak dance, silk saris, Kundan jewels, everything will feel real. When the story fades, only soft whispers will guide you into sleep. Close your eyes. Priya's hand is in yours. The journey begins.
Lie comfortably. Feel the silk sheet cradle your body. The cool pillow under your head, your breath slowing like monsoon wind over the Yamuna. Release every muscle, from your toes up through your ankles, knees, hips, back, shoulders, arms, hands, neck, face. Let thoughts drift away like holy colors in the rain. You are safe. You are loved. And now a story begins. You are Étienne, 32, freelance photographer from Paris. You board the night flight, seat 17A, Leica on your lap. Outside, black sky. You drift off with coffee scent and a hint of rose, Priya's perfume, though you don't know yet. Delhi, 5 a.m. Indira Gandhi Airport glows under LED lights. You breathe in spices, masala chai, red earth, diesel. A yellow-black taxi weaves through bustling streets. Tuk-tuks, bullock carts, men in kurtas, women in red saris. Hotel in Paharganj Alley. Red brick walls, wooden shutters, iron balcony. You fall asleep to distant train horns. Dream begins. You stand before the Taj Mahal at dawn. White marble, blushing pink, reflecting pool shimmering. Priya beside you, emerald sari, long black hair, and gentle smile. Good morning, my love, she whispers in perfect French. India is waiting for us. You step out of the narrow Paharganj alley into the roaring heart of Chandni Chowk at 9:03 a.m. The sun is already high, white hot, bouncing off brass pots stacked like golden towers. Priya is exactly where your dream hinted. A tiny tea stall wedged between a sari shop and a spice mountain. She stands behind a wooden counter no wider than your Leica lens, stirring a copper pot with a long iron ladle. Her anarkali is soft rose pink, embroidered with silver paisleys that catch the light every time she moves. Jhumka earrings, heavy silver bells, dance with each tilt of her head. A thin red bindi rests between her perfectly arched brows. Her hair is braided loosely, jasmine flowers woven through like white stars. You freeze. The chaos of the market, rickshaws honking, vendors shouting, children laughing, fades to a hum. Only her voice cuts through, clear as temple bells. Masala chai? 1 cup, 2 rupees. You step forward, heart pounding. Oui, s'il vous plaît. She looks up. Her eyes are liquid coal, framed by lashes that cast shadows on her cheeks. French? She asks, tilting her head. Paris, you manage. She smiles, slow, knowing, like she's been waiting. Then you must try my special blend. Cardamom from Kerala, cinnamon from Sri Lanka, cloves from Zanzibar, and a secret. She pours the steaming chai into a clay koulad. The aroma hits you, sweet, spicy, smoky, alive. You take the cup. Your fingers brush hers. Electricity. What's the secret, you ask? She says, eyes never leaving yours. Love. You sip. The tea burns your tongue, warms your chest, ignites something deeper. It's perfect, you whisper. You haven't tasted anything yet, she replies. She closes the stall for 5 minutes, unheard of in Chandni Chowk. Come, I'll show you Delhi through my eyes. She takes your hand, you follow.
You and Priya board the Gatiman Express at New Delhi station. The platform is alive. Chai vendors, coolies in red, families with steel tiffins, sadhus in saffron. Priya wears a simple cotton sari, pale yellow, bordered with tiny mirrors that wink in the dim light. She carries a wicker basket, parathas, mango pickle, 2 clay kulhars. You find seats 12A and 12B. The train whistles, lurches, pulls away. Outside, fields of mustard, women in neon saris, peacocks on fences. Priya rests her head on your shoulder. First time seeing the Taj? With you, yes. 6:47 a.m. Agra, Kant. A cycle rickshaw takes you through dusty lanes. Priya points. That's the Yamuna, the river that loved the Taj so much it reflects it every dawn. Taj Gate. You pay entry, remove shoes, step onto cool marble. The east gate opens. Silence. Then the Taj Mahal appears. White marble catches first light, pearl, rose, gold. Minarets lean like lovers whispering. Reflection pool mirrors perfection. Priya gasps. Every time it steals my breath. You lift your Leica. She places her hand over the lens. No photos yet. Feel it first. You close your eyes, marble cool under bare feet, jasmine from her hair, distant azan, your heart, loudest sound.
Night. Full moon. Taj Mahal glows silver. You and Priya sneak in after hours, bribe the guard with 500 rupees, and Priya's smile. Marble benches still warm from day. She spreads a shawl, Kashmiri pashmina, soft as clouds. Sit. The Taj looks different under the moon, like a dream inside a dream. You lie back, dome above, perfect curve. Stars reflected in the pool. Priya traces constellations on your palm. That's Ashwini, twin horses. They say lovers who see them together stay together. You turn to her. Her face, moonlit, caul smudged, lips trembling. Étienne, you kiss her, soft, slow. Tastes of cardamom. World stops. Taj watches. Moon approves.
Jaipur, dawn. Priya waits at Elephant Village in lehenga choli, emerald green, gold gota work, dupatta pinned with brooch. Elephant, Rani, painted with marigolds. You climb the howdah, Priya in front. Rani sways up the ramp. Priya leans back into you. Hold tight, or hold me tighter. Fort gates open. Sheesh Mahal, mirror palace, millions of tiny mirrors explode in sunlight. Priya spins. Light dances on her jewelry, skin, eyes. This is where queens watch the world in fragments. Now I see it whole in you.
The elephant's trunk still sways in your memory when Priya tugs your sleeve at the base of Amber Fort. Sunset has painted her emerald lehenga the color of old copper, and the gold dust from Sheesh Mahal clings to her cheek like a secret. She fishes 2 crumpled train tickets from her tiny potli bag. Mathura, sleeper class, 11:45 p.m., and presses them into your palm. Holi starts at dawn. We can't miss the first color. The night train smells of coal smoke and marigold garlands. You fall asleep with her head on your shoulder, the rhythm of the rails matching the pulse in her wrist. When the conductor's whistle jars you awake, the sky outside is the pale violet of early mango blossoms. Mathura station is already bleeding pink. Priya steps off the carriage barefoot, her sandals lost somewhere between dreams, and the dust rises to greet her like an old friend. She has changed into a simple white kurti sometime in the dark. The fabric is so fine it drinks the first light. A barefoot boy, no taller than your waist, races past, palms full of gulal, the color of crushed roses. He flings it skyward. The powder catches the breeze and drifts down in slow motion, settling across Priya's collarbone like a living necklace. She laughs, the sound bright as temple bells, and spins once so the hem of her kurti flares into a perfect circle. Catch me if you can, mon amour. You chase her through lanes that smell of wet earth and frying jalebi. Every corner erupts in color. A grandmother with silver hair braided tight presses a tilak of saffron to your forehead, and kisses the air beside your cheek. A circle of men beating dolaks pulls you in. Their hands guide yours to the drumskin until your own heartbeat syncs with the rhythm. Boom, rest. Boom, boom, rest. Priya slips through the crowd like water, her white kurti now a canvas of turquoise, magenta, emerald. When you finally catch her in a narrow alley behind the Krishna temple, the walls are the faded blue of monsoon skies, and the air is thick with rosewater. She backs you against the cool plaster, palms flat on your chest. Close your eyes. You obey. A soft puff of air, then the delicate scratch of powder across your eyelids. Violet, you will discover later. When you open them, her face is inches away, streaked with every color of dawn. Now you wear Mathura on your skin, and I wear you on mine. The kiss tastes of bang tandai and raw sugar. Somewhere above, a balcony shower of pink water rains down, soaking you both until the colors run in rivulets down your arms and pool at your feet like liquid sunsets.
The Maharaja's vintage ambassador smells of old leather and jasmine air freshener. Priya sleeps against your shoulder the entire drive, the holy stains on her kurti now dry and crackling like autumn leaves. When the car sweeps through the city palace gates at dawn, she wakes with a start, fingers flying to her lips, afraid the colors have smudged her face. They haven't. They have become part of her. In the palace wings, tailors flutter around her like moths. The crimson silk anarkali they drape over her shoulders is heavy with gold peacocks. Each feather is outlined in real zari that catches the morning light and throws it back in tiny arrows. The dupatta is organza, so sheer it seems woven from moonlight, weighted at the edges with seed pearls that chime softly when she moves. Around her ankles, the gungrus, 400 silver bells, settle like a promise. Backstage, the air is thick with anticipation and rose otter. You watch from the wings as the tabla player tunes his drums, the fingers of his right hand dancing over the skin until the pitch is perfect. When the curtain finally rises, Priya steps into the pool of light as though she has always belonged there. Her first tatkar is delicate, thigh, tat, then builds into a storm. The bells blur into a single shimmering note. She spins 32 times. The dupatta lifts like a red sail, then falls in perfect folds. In the abhaya, her eyes become Radha waiting at the riverbank. One glance toward the empty doorway, one toward her own heart. A single tear, real, slides down her cheek and is caught by the edge of her dupatta before it can fall. The audience forgets to breathe. When the final paran ends on some, 1 foot raised, body perfectly still, the silence is so complete you can hear the pearls on her dupatta tremble. Then the Maharaja rises and the hall explodes. Later, in the green room, she collapses into your arms, still wearing the costume. The bells keep ringing softly against your chest. Tell me you saw it, the story we're writing. I saw forever, you answer, and mean it.
The Maharaja's envelope is thick green paper sealed with crimson wax. When Priya tears it open in the palace courtyard, a hive of jasmine petals tumble out like snow. Inside, a single line in calligraphy: Sunset on Lake Pichola, for the dancer and her shadow. She laughs, the sound bright as the bells still clinging to her ankles, and folds the note into the pocket of your linen shirt, right over your heart. 3 days later, the train from Jaipur glides into Udaipur at the soft hour when the sky is the color of watered milk. Priya has changed in the rattling restroom into an ivory Banarasi sari. The silk is so fine, it drinks the dawn and gives nothing back. She pleats the pallu with 108 folds, counted aloud, a whispered prayer, then tucks it at her waist with a pearl brooch shaped like a lotus bud. The train sighs to a stop. She steps onto the platform barefoot again, the marble cool beneath her soles, and the city opens its arms. The shikara waits at the jetty of Lake Palace, its prow carved into a peacock whose tail feathers drip gold leaf into the water. Ram Singh, the boatman, is 70 if he is a day. His mustache is white as salt, his voice gravel and honey. He helps Priya aboard with the reverence of the priest, then offers you his calloused palm. The boat slips from the marble steps without a sound, only the soft kiss of wood on water. The lake is glass. 7 palaces gaze at their own reflections, upside-down worlds of turquoise domes in latticed balconies. Priya trails her fingers along the surface. The ripples spread like secrets, each circle touching the next until the entire lake seems to breathe with her. She lifts a motichur laddu from a silver box, breaks it in half and feeds you the larger piece. The sugar melts on your tongue, saffron and rose water blooming warm in your chest. A crumb clings to your lower lip. She leans in and kisses it away, slow as the boats glide. In Rajasthan, they say, if lovers touch this water together, they return in every life. You slide your hand beneath hers. The lake is cool silk, alive with tiny fish that nibble your knuckles like curious children. Lanterns begin to glow along the jetties, 1, then a dozen, then 100, until the water is stitched with gold thread. From the city palace, fireworks erupt without warning, green chrysanthemums, red hearts, golden willows that linger in the sky like slow applause. Ram Singh chuckles low in his throat. Wedding up there, or maybe the lake itself is celebrating. Priya rests her head on your shoulder. The sari pallu slips, revealing the curve of her neck where a single jasmine flower is tucked behind her ear. You breathe her in. Jasmine, lake mist, the faint smoke of distant diyas. The boat drifts beneath Jagmandir, marble elephants stand sentinel, trunks raised in eternal salute. She begins to sing, voice soft as the oars, Kesariya balam avo hamare des. The Rajasthani words mean nothing to you and everything. They are the sound of homecoming. Night folds the lake into velvet. Stars appear one by one, reflected so perfectly that you cannot tell sky from water. Priya traces constellations on your palm, Ashwini, the twin horses, and tells you their story. Lovers who gallop across the heavens, forever chasing, forever together. When the last firework fades, the only light is the lantern at the prow and the moon on her cheek. She curls into you, sari pooling like spilled cream, and sleeps with her hand over your heart. The boat rocks gently, Ram Singh humming under his breath, and the lake carries you both into tomorrow.
The overnight train from Udaipur smells of cardamom tea and anticipation. Priya has twisted the ivory sari into a turban to keep the dust from her hair. The pearl brooch glints at her throat like a tiny moon. When the train lurches into Jaisalmer at 5 in the morning, the sky is the color of tarnished brass, and the air tastes of sand and silence. A jeep waits beyond the platform, its driver chewing pan and grinning red. The road to Sam Dunes is a ribbon of heat shimmer. Priya leans out the window, turban unraveling into a banner, laughing as the wind whips her loose hair across your face. When the jeep finally stops, The dunes rise like golden waves frozen mid-crash. 7 camels kneel in a line, their breath steaming in the cool dawn. Priya chooses the lead camel, Merunissa, neck arched like a queen, and swings up with the ease of someone born to the saddle. You follow, less gracefully, and the caravan moves off into the hush. The desert is not empty. It is full of small sounds, the creak of leather, the soft pad of hooves, the distant cry of a peacock. Priya's lehenga is mirror-work gagra, 30,000 tiny mirrors sewn by hand. Each one catches the rising sun and throws it back in shards of light. When she turns to look at you, the mirrors flash like lightning across her smile. The caravan climbs a dune. At the crest, the world falls away. Nothing but sand and sky and the two of you. The camp is a cluster of silk tents, walls the color of pomegranate seeds, floors strewn with rose petals that release their scent when stepped on. Inside the largest tent, brass lanterns swing from cedar poles, casting pools of gold on cushions of brocade. Dinner is served on thali, kher sangri sharp with desert berries, dal bati crisp and steaming, gavar dripping saffron milk that tastes of childhood and longing. Priya feeds you with her fingers, licking a drop of syrup from her thumb, eyes never leaving yours. Night comes sudden as a curtain. The Kalbelia dancers arrive, women in black skirts that spin into galaxies, anklets chiming like rain on tin. Priya joins them without hesitation. The mirrors on her gagra ignite, and for a moment she is a comet streaking across the sand. When the dance ends, the fire is low and the stars are sharp enough to cut. You walk to the highest dune, hand in hand, and lie on a blanket woven from camel wool. The Perseids are falling, 12 meteors in 7 minutes, and Priya swears one lands in her palm, warm as a coal, before vanishing. "Make a wish," she whispers. You carve your initials in the sand with the cap of your Leica, L+P, deep enough to last until morning. The wind begins its slow erasure. Priya covers the letters with her dupatta, the ivory silk now streaked with desert gold. Let the desert keep our secret. The stars already know. Dawn paints the dunes blood red, then rose, then the pale gold of old photographs. Merunissa kneels one last time. Priya presses her forehead to the camel's neck in farewell. As the caravan turns back toward the jeep, a sadhu appears from nowhere. Ochre robes, matted hair, eyes like polished onyx. He places a rudraksha mala in Priya's hand. For Varanasi, the Ganga will complete what the desert began. She slips the mala over your joined hands, binding you with sacred seed and promise, and the jeep carries you east toward the river that washes everything clean.
The night bus from Jaisalmer drops you at Varanasi Cant at 3:11 a.m. Priya steps down in the ivory turban, Rudraksh mala warm against her throat. A cycle rickshaw carries you through narrow lanes. The driver hums Bhairavi. At Dashashwamedh Ghak, the sky is silver. Priya slips off her sandals and walks barefoot down the stone steps. She wears a plain white cotton sari, hair loose with one marigold. 7 priests in saffron begin the aarti. The first lamp circles for Brahma.
the second for Vishnu, the third for Shiva. By the seventh, flames are galaxies, bells 108 in unison. Priya lights a diya, sets it afloat on a leaf. For every life we've loved. You walk south to Manikarnika. Pyres glow orange. She presses your hand to her heart. Body ends, soul rises, love stays. Sunrise at 5:47 a.m. turns the Ganga gold. The first ray catches her tears. You kiss her forehead. Salt, smoke, eternity. She bargains with a boatman in Konkani for 2 Goa tickets. From fire to sea. The river flows on, carrying every prayer downstream.
The overnight flight lands at Dabolim, 4:47 p.m. Priya ties the white sari into a cover-up, Rudraksha mala at her throat. Palolem beach curves like a crescent. She runs ahead barefoot, sand warm between toes. Sunset is a burning coin on the horizon. You kneel in wet sand, write with your finger, "Will you be my forever?" Priya sees, stands in front of the words. You pull the seashell ring, carved Taj dome from your pocket. Every sunrise, every life with you? She nods, tears falling. Ring slides on. Wave erases words. Love stays. A taxi driver mentions Mumbai monsoon. Priya books Konkan railway tickets. From calm to storm.
Konkan Railway arrives CST 6:03 a.m. Sky bruised. Monsoon hits noon. Streets flood. Fight in Kolaba guest house over visa interview. 3 months apart. You're leaving in 72 hours. I'm fighting for us. Lightning. Priya runs into rain. You chase to Chowpatty. Catch her, soaked. I'm taking you with me in every photo, every heartbeat. Kiss in downpour. Taxi drivers honk. Storm softens. Priya finds Kerala houseboat brochure. Books overnight bus. After storm, calm waters. Bus drops at Alleppey 7:11 a.m. Priya wears your rain-soaked shirt. Houseboat Nalukettu waits. Teak, thatch, brass lamps. She cooks. Curry mean in banana leaf. Appam, pachadi. Feeds you with fingers. Dusk. Backwaters mirror green gold. Kunjapan sings Malayalam. You dance slow on deck. Fireflies rise, thousands. Our infinity pool. Darjeeling postcard in mailbox. From water to sky. The toy train from New Jalpaiguri winds upward at dawn. Its whistle a thin cry swallowed by mist. Priya sits by the window. The Kerala Mundu now a soft scarf around her neck, the seashell ring catching stray beams of light. When the train finally sighs into Darjeeling station at 8:03 a.m., the air is sharp with pine and the faint sweetness of tea leaves drying in the sun. She inhales deeply, eyes closing as if greeting an old friend. A jeep carries you to Makaibari estate. The road is a ribbon of fog. Visibility drops to 3 feet, then 2, then none. When the mist parts, the tea gardens appear in terraces of emerald, women in bright aprons moving between rows like birds. Priya steps out barefoot, the damp earth cool beneath her soles. She lifts a silver basket from the guide and walks to the first bush. Her fingers, gentle, practiced, pluck 2 leaves and a bud with a single twist. "First flush," she says, holding the tiny harvest to the light. Like first love, only once a year. Inside the factory, the air is thick with the scent of withering leaves. She follows the process step by step. The long troughs where leaves soften, the rolling machines that bruise them just enough to release their soul, the oxidation room where green turns gold. At the tasting table, she lifts a porcelain cup to your lips. The tea is pale amber, tasting of muscatel grapes and distant apricots, with a finish that lingers like her smile. A small stamp on the tea packet catches her eye. Hemis Monastery, Ladakh. She tucks it into the Rudraksha mala. The flight to Leh climbs above the clouds at 6:47 a.m. Priya wears the Darjeeling shawl as a headscarf, the seashell ring hidden beneath layers of wool. The plane banks over snow-capped peaks. She presses her palm to the window as if touching the Himalayas themselves. When you land, the air is thin and cold, tasting of juniper and silence. A taxi takes you to Hemis Monastery. The courtyard is alive with morning puja, monks in maroon robes, butter lamps flickering, the low thrum of drums. Priya steps forward, spins the giant prayer wheel 108 times, her lips moving silently. Om Mani Padme Hum. She ties a sacred thread around your wrist, the knot tight as a vow. May our love be the jewel in the lotus. High on the ridge, a snow leopard appears, ghost white against the rock. It watches for a moment, then vanishes. The monks nod. It is a rare blessing. In the guest house that night, a Ranthambore safari brochure lies on the table. Priya smiles. From snow to jungle.
The train pulls into Savai Madhopur at 5:11 a.m. Priya wears the sacred thread as an anklet, the seashell ring glinting in the half-light. A jeep waits beyond the platform. The driver knows Zone 3 by heart. The jungle is still asleep when you enter. Sal trees dripping dew, peacocks calling from the canopy. 10 minutes in, the jeep stops. T104, Arrowhead, crosses the path 10 feet away. Massive, striped, eyes like molten gold. The roar comes sudden, vibrating through your chest, through the seats, through time itself. Priya grips your hand. He's saying yes. A golden temple postcard flutters from the driver's visor. She catches it mid-air. From wild to divine.
The Shatabdi arrives at 6 a.m. Priya wears the tiger stripe scarf from Ranthambore, the seashell ring hidden beneath her sleeve. Harmandir Sahib glows in the pre-dawn dark, its reflection perfect in the Sarovar. She covers her head with your handkerchief and steps into the Langar hall. Seva begins. You need 50 kilos of atta until your shoulders burn. She rolls 500 rotis with the precision of prayer. Together, you serve 2,000 pilgrims. She feeds you with her fingers. Roti warm, dal rich, a single green chili for fire. Love is this roti, simple, warm, shared. A fellow pilgrim presses the Delhi rooftop invitation into her hand. Homeward, one last night. The Shatabdi arrives at 6 a.m. Priya wears the tiger stripe scarf from Ranthambore, the seashell ring hidden beneath her sleeve. Harmandir Sahib glows in the pre-dawn dark, its reflection perfect in the Sarovar. She covers her head with your handkerchief and steps into the Langar hall. Seva begins. You need 50 kilos of atta until your shoulders burn. She rolls 500 rotis with the precision of prayer. Together, you serve 2,000 pilgrims. She feeds you with her fingers. Roti warm, dal rich, a single green chili for fire. Love is this roti, simple, warm, shared. A fellow pilgrim presses the Delhi rooftop invitation into her hand. Homeward, one last night.
1 year later, you return to Taj Mahal at exact same dawn. Priya wears the same yellow sari, now faded slightly, softer. You carry a small box, same bench, same jasmine, same silence. You open the box, simple gold band, engraved inside, S+P, Taj, forever. Priya, will you walk every sunrise with me? She cries, nods. You slip the ring. Taj glows brighter. Sun rises. Love complete.
7 weeks later, you and Priya ride an elephant up the cobblestone ramp to Amber Fort. The elephant's name is Lakshmi, painted with henna lotuses, anklets jingling. Priya sits in front of you, lehenga skirt flowing like liquid gold, dupatta fluttering in the wind. Her back presses against your chest. You wrap your arms around her waist. Scared, you tease. Only of falling in love, she whispers. At the fort's highest terrace, the sun begins its descent. Jaipur spreads below. Pink city, rooftops glowing. Hawa Mahal like lace against the sky. Priya turns to you. Her eyes are wet with sunset. Étienne, I never believed in forever until you. You kneel, not with a ring,
with your Leica. You open the back, remove the film roll, hold it to the light. Every frame is you. Every click was my heart saying your name. She cries. You catch her tears on your fingertips. Marry me, Priya. Not in Paris, not in Jaipur, but here, where the sun kisses the earth, where love was born in stone. She nods. You kiss. The sun explodes into 1,000 colors: vermilion, saffron, rose, gold. The Taj Mahal glimmers on the horizon, winking approval.
The sunset cradles you, orange bleeding into gold, just like our first kiss. My fingers lace through yours, never letting go, even in dreams. The world hushes, only our love echoes, soft, endless. Drift now, deeper, into the arms of the night where I wait. You are home, wrapped in my sari, safe in my heartbeat. Sleep, my love, sleep. I am the lullaby in your bones. Let the Taj hold us both, marble cool, love eternal. Close your eyes, see me in the moonlight, smiling just for you. My love is your pillow, soft as silk, warm as forever. Drift deeper into the Ganga's gentle flow, carrying us home. Sleep now in my arms, where time forgets to count. Forever is just one more breath away. The holy colors still cling to your skin, cool now, like moonlight on roses. The ghungroos are silent, but our hearts keep the tal, slow, steady. Let the lake rock you, let the desert cradle you. I am the breeze between. I am the silk brushing your cheek, the sand warm beneath your feet. Sleep, my love. The story dreams itself, and we are the dream. you.